hello, and welcome. It's your good girlfriend, CamiE Craig, and I just want to thank you for coming and logging on to our podcast. This podcast, we talk about social wellness topics, so I'm going to dive right in. So today's topic is round and round we go. So this is such good content that I want to talk to you about. So really what we're talking about as we dive in is how much do you know about the people around you, or how much do they assume they know about you? So yes, we're talking about the depthness and realness in relationships that we develop with people. So when I'm talking about the actual roundness or proximity that we create, I'm looking at the ability of how we allow levels of closeness when it comes to relationships in our life, and the different types of versions of you that people experience. So sometimes, I'm going to compare if you go to a funeral and people give up and they want to pay their respects, and you'll have four different people say something totally different, yet you'll have four different people say something very similar. So it's talking about how others experience us and how we experience them, and then we claim the top high level of a relationship is that we know them. We know every depthness and every real of them. So we say this statement all the time, especially as a defense mechanism when someone discusses how they experience us or certain situation. A lot of people will say, and culturally, and this is just my experience, you really don't know me. You really don't know me, and I've been guilty of that too. So a lot of times we'll even throw out there that our relationship is very surface. It's not what I thought it was. It's we're on cordial terms. These are familiar terms that we discuss different views of how others experience us and how we experience them, and how we define it as we know them, or I assume I know you, or I know who you are. So there's different levels in how we associate with people. And this prompts the question of, do we fully know our loved ones? Do we fully know our children, our good girlfriends? Sometimes we confuse proximity or closeness, that because we're always around these individuals, is that we truly really know them, that we know them on the highest level. And when I'm saying no, I'm saying KNOW. So let me define know. To be aware through observation, inquiry, or information. To have a developed relationship with someone, meeting and spending time with them. Also to be familiar or friendly with. So when we say we know, it's levels to saying that too. But I'm talking about depthness, okay? So back to our topic. When we think about the reality of assumptions that we make against others, or that they assume of us, does that really give that individual or you the right to say, I know you? So I'm going to give an example. So like with my husband, I say, I know my husband. So when someone brings something to me, I can say, I can't see my husband doing that. Whereas a lot of times someone can bring something to me and I'm like, yeah, that's probably something he did. Yeah, he likes something like that. Or if it's something where I'm on the fence of where he could have done it, he doesn't, where I've maybe experienced it with him, I could probably see him doing it, but I may not trust the individual or the situation being brought to me. So that's more of a clarity. So one of the other things too is I can also look at acquaintances too. So a lot of times I'm around several people, but they're acquaintance. And when I say that also can be family members. We have very acquaintance relationships where we could be around this individual consistently at the family barbecue, at the church picnic, in church service, and people will assume they know you because they have the ability of that closeness with you a lot of the time that they spend with you. And they make the assumption that, oh, I know CamiE Gregg. Yeah, I go to church with her. She attends my school. Oh, yes, we had a class together. So I'm going to break down what the word acquaintance means. Acquaintance is a person, knowledge or experience of something. A person one knows slightly, but is not a close friend. Now, okay, I'm going to have to pause because I'm diving in really fast, and I got to hear from you guys. So I got to hear what you think about today's topic, and I'm going to pose this question, okay? What do you think about the reality we create of assumptions of others or that they make of us? Does this allow someone to say they know us? I really want answers to that, okay? So let me tell you how you guys can get in contact with us. Please email us. We have an email address. Go to CamiGreg40@gmail.com. And so that's CamiE, CamiGreg40@gmail.com. You also can link with us on Twitter. Please link with us on Twitter at CamiE_Gregg. So it's at CAMI_GREGG. And also link with us on Instagram at CamiE.Gregg, and that's CAMI.GRGG. Okay, so I need your questions, I need your feedback. And again, here's the question. The question I'm posing is, what do you think about the reality we create of assumptions of others or what they make of us? And does that allow someone to say they know us? Okay, so back on the topic. So I want to tell you guys about this article made by Stephen Kessler, okay? Powerful article. And this article talks about the level of relationships, okay? So I'm just going to break down partial of it, but please go and get access to this article. Stephen Kessler, Kessler, my apologies. This article was published, or it was posted in 2017. Incredible article. So in it, the article breaks down levels of relationships we think we have with others, and this may be different in how they think they have with us. So I'm going to name the relationships. So number 1 is acquaintanceship. We talked about that, remember? We talked about acquaintance. 2, companionship. 3, friendships. Now, there's levels within the friendships. They talk about having a committed friendship, primary friendship. So go read the article, do it at your own leisure. It's really good stuff, okay? And then number 4, they're saying life partner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start bottom up, and I'm going to put my spin on it, but I also want you to also listen to the depth of this article. So let's just kind of examine this life partner. A life partner is a priority relationship. It is one that this individual puts effort into getting to know this individual, getting to know us, getting to know them. And it is very, very, very just essential that we do that. So that means this individual knows your fantasies, your fears, your hopes, your unconscious worries, your frowns that you don't wear. They know us. This is a high relationship. So a life partner doesn't necessarily have to be sexual or have some form of sexual encounter, but yet someone you're tied to by souls, common laughter. This is a level no one understands. Now, in me, I can name these relationships. Like, I smile when I'm like, I know you're my life partner. I know you were soon to me. And I feel that way with my best friend. I feel that way with my sisters, my husband, and even my child. Like, you know me, you were meant. I'm invested in letting my hair down. Literally in any forms of that. So these individuals see you in every form of you. Sick, tired, happy, lazy, the very essence of you. So we're going to call this level the very essence of you. That's the level this is at. So going down to the next high. So we did 4, now we're at 3. So this is where they break down friendships. Now, this one, it depends on the individual's definition of friendship. So that's our definition of how we define friend. This is where we tell our version of the story of us. We get to choose how we want to present us. Pretty cool, huh? So we get to choose whether we let someone in on us, how we move, how we like to dream. We even share hobbies. This is deep, y'all. So this, however, you can adjust it. It's a flexibility, because remember they talked about that primary or committed relationships. So it's different relationships in the friendship. So it's that primary and committed friendship. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. So a lot of times in this, you sometimes have to adjust in how you accommodate them, the other individual, and they may do the same with you. This is also known as your good girlfriend, aka me. This is also where you can, this person, they can have all the pieces of you, where you can laugh, you can cry, you can judge others without the backlash, depending if it's a committed primary, depending on what level of friendship this is. So this is some type of organic level, and that's what they call this. This is an organic level relationships. Okay, yeah, this is good. So moving down the scope, now I'm at 2. So now I'm going to companionship, and you're probably thinking, how is friendship higher than companionship? It is, because we can see companionship not just in human relationships, but also in things. So a lot of times you can hear people say, oh, my dog is just, oh, he's my world. That is another form where they may not even communicate on the same level as you, but their appearance and their essence and their being is necessary in your world. So this also doesn't necessarily have to be human form, but this also can be the need of your pet. This also can be the need of just levels. So with this is also talks about, and especially in the article, please go and read this article, is where we share activity with this individual. Like, say for instance, I know growing up I had my dog and I walked him. That is an activity that I only shared with my dog. Okay, so it's, and also where we may share a style of dress, interchangeable ideas. It's some type of common ground when we talk about companionship. And so not only will you see this, some people even confuse this as a friendship, but it's just a common ground of relationships that you have with this individual. Some people can play, they can go and skate. I have a friend, when I was younger, we met only at the skate ring. I have coworkers that I talk to them at work about work, but it doesn't go any higher than that relationship than work. So one of the biggest things they also talk about is that you may only talk to this individual at church. You may only, with this individuals can promise to the high heavens that, oh, I know you, I know CamiE, Greg, we go to church together, we sing in the choir together, but they only have access to a part of you. That's it. Outside the church, outside the work walls, outside the school, they don't have any other accessibility. So we call this stage the accessibility level. Yeah. So I'm gonna pause because I'm diving in, because we're making sense of this. This makes sense. So before we move on, I need all my listeners out there, I need you to email your questions. Please subscribe to us, please, and email us at CamiGreg40@gmail.com, and I'm gonna spell it CamiGregg40@gmail.com. Tweet us, Come on, we're on Twitter at CAMI_GREGG. DM us, follow us on Instagram. Y'all know what I mean, Instagram at CamiE-Social.GREGG. And tell us what you think of today's topic. I want to hear you. I shout out if you leave us a message. I want to hear from you. I want to know that what your thoughts are on this topic today, okay? So I had to get to the top one. And of course, remember I went the bottom up because I'm getting back on topic. So the bottom up, number one was acquaintanceship. And you remember earlier we discussed and defined acquaintance. So now this is kind of getting more into the pieces of acquaintance. So it talks about acquaintanceships. And these are people we really don't know, but we experience them consistently and sometimes daily. And we may bump into them in a daily course of life. We can be around them. If you're someone who takes transportation, that Uber driver, that bus, this also can be that cousin, that choir member, where you see every fourth Sunday because they like to sing on Easter. A clerk at a local outlet mall, your favorite store, you like to shop, and oh, I want this person, they're going to service me, and that's it. However, this is the largest level of relationships. Can you guys believe that? This is the largest level of relationships that we have. So the higher up we are, the relationships are smaller, but the lower we are at the number, those are the majority of the quantity of relationships that we have. And these people will say, yeah, I know Camie Gregg. Yeah, she comes into the local store. She comes into Kroger. They will assume they know you because they interact with you. They will assume they know you because they're around you. So it's levels to that. So remember, earlier I had mentioned my in-laws. Yes, even them. And even though people may not think this, but family can fall into this category. I have blood relatives that we have knowledge of the relationship, but no knowledge of them as an individual. Yes, this is real. So how do we weed out the around and around, the self merry-go-round of life to manage these knowledgeable relationships? So, of course, we got to pull out our measurement tool, okay? This is the impeccable measurement tool, okay? You've got to get this, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Navigate them. Yes, you heard me. We navigate them. So, please, like I said, mentioning the article earlier, I need you to go read it. Stephen Kessler, great stuff. In the article, they talk about navigation and how the importance of navigating different relationships is such a good coping skill. Now, before I dive into our measurement tool, I want to define navigate, to navigate and what it means. So when we talk about to navigate or navigation, it means to plan and direct the route, the course of the ship, or travel with special care or with difficulty. Did y'all hear that? Yes. So some relationships can be difficult, and some of those relationships are not chosen. Some of them we're stuck or thrown into those relationships, especially when we go back to our acquaintanceship. A lot of times we are married into relationships. A lot of times we sign to be an employee, and those relationships are just established. And like I said, even with family, we're born into those relationships. So how one copes with these individuals who make the assumption and state they know you, us, but clearly they don't, because of where you have placed them in your navigation tools of relationship levels and status. So because these individuals are often around us, they assume that they have the wherewithal and knowledge of who we are as an overall being. So here's a really, really good example. My sister-in-law, I have been around for 10 years, and I have no idea what her favorite color is. I have no idea what makes her laugh, but I've laughed with her. I have no idea what her deepest fears are, but I've cried with her. You get what I'm saying? This is deep, but can I say I know her as an overall person? I can't. But I've been around her for double digits. So when you've been around somebody, as I'm saying, in the double digits, that's a long time. So to say that I really don't know them, so then I have to kind of look at myself and say, what type of efforts am I making to get to know them? Have I just placed them in a category? Have I left them there? Am I not invested? Am I not invested in the care of it all? So that's a reflection that I have to look at myself, especially if I'm breaking down the navigation measurement tool. Because in the navigation measurement tool, remember we defined it as directing the ship, directing where it goes, how I'm going to see the ship, where is it going to be. So I'm steering this merry-go-round ship, around and around. I'm steering this. So yes, even though I'm the captain of the ship, or you're the captain of your ship of life, and we learn that we only control our ship. That's the key. So when you're navigating and you're in your ship, whether the waters are calm, whether the waters are high and tide, you have to go back and remember, I'm navigating this ship. I get to choose the narrative in all aspects and levels. So I'm only in control of my ship, not others. Yes, not others. So assumptions, but at the end of the day, I navigate and steer. So that is what is the highest of them all. That's a good one, isn't it? Okay, guys, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Your girl, CamiE Greg, and I'm speaking on this wonderful, lovely mic. Please follow us on Twitter at CamiE Greg, and that's CamiE_GREGG. CamiE is CAMI. Please follow us on Instagram at CamiE.GREGG. Email us your questions, CamiGregg40@gmail.com. So that's CamiGregg40@gmail.com. I will be reading your questions, and anyone that comments, I will make sure I shout you out on our show. It's just such a pleasure when you come and listen to our show. Also, please check out our website. It's www.thesafetynetyouservices.net. We're accepting donations, referrals. Please go on over that, and also follow our blog. Yes, check our blog. We post monthly, sometimes twice a month. Please go out, check us out. We just want to thank everybody for your love and support. Every time you come on, I am just grateful that you're coming and spending the night with us and diving into these social wellness topics, okay? So y'all be safe out there, and remember, a helping hand is maybe the only hand someone get fed from, okay? Have a good night, guys. Peace.